Welcome back. Let us learn about the logical assignment operator that were introduced in ES 2021. Take a look at how it works back to VS Code. In order to do that in an effective way, let's create two new restaurant objects, right? Const restaurant1 that is equal. Give the name, the restaurant name, that is I am giving here restaurant name, and then here the property name, number of guests, that should be, I'm giving the number for the 20, and now here the restaurant 2, const restaurant 2 that is equal, and in this restaurant 2 I'm giving the name that is same as the restaurant name, so here give the name Priya's restaurant, and restaurant 2 is Maya's restaurant, and then here I am giving the owner for this restaurant, and the owner name is Maya Sharma, and the first thing that we want to do now is to set a default number of guests for all the restaurant objects that do not have that property. We already know how we can do this using OR operator. Let's do that. Here rest we have number of guests here, so we didn't have here, so we want to set the default value. So write restaurant 2 dot number of guests that is equal restaurant 2 guests that is or display 10. Here we need to know the scenario that if restaurant 2 dot number of guests exist means it displays the first truthy value, or else it display the next other one. Let's write for restaurant 1 also. Same the clarity. Restaurant 1. Now let's log this into console. Console.log restaurant 1 console.log restaurant 2. Now let's see the result below. Here it displayed that the restaurant 1 number of guests, that is here we have that it exists restaurant 1 number of guests. The first one is true value, that means truthy value we have. So it displayed 20. And now in the restaurant 2, it doesn't exist that restaurant 2 the number of guests. We have the name and owner, that's it. We don't have the number of guests. So that's why here it short circuiting this one, and then it goes to here evaluating the statement, so goes to the next one. So it displayed the number of guests is to 10. Now I will show you that we can also write these statements using this OR assignment operator, that is restaurant one dot case. You also know this, all familiar with this, is equal 10. Same for the restaurant 2 also. Copy and then paste. Now let's place all these in comments. Let's see the result. You will get the same result. And here this is for our assignment operator. Here we know that this operator assigns a variable to a variable if that variable is currently false. Now I will show you that if in case the number of guests is 0, so let's write now the number of guests I am giving here to suppose 0. Here the 0 is a falsy value. So this here right now is falsy. This first restaurant one dot number of guests is a falsy value. Now let's reload and check. See here the number of guests value displayed as 10 because here we turned it to 0. So the 0 value is a falsy value. So it displayed the other one, that is 10. So this is how this logical OR assignment operator work and will assign a value to a variable. And with this, we have a better way of solving this. So let's copy these two and then place this in comments. Paste here. Now let's change this OR operator to nullish coalescing operator, that is this one. Let's replace this. And now here we see that this is for OR assignment operator. This is for nullish. Nullish assignment operator. And let's now see the result. Reload. See here it displayed number of guests is 0. What we have turned this 20 to 0. So that is displayed here. Here in R it doesn't display the 0 because R it is a falsy value. So that displayed 10. Now here in nullish assignment operator it displayed simply 0. Here the nullish is basically means null or undefined. Now let us see that here in restaurant 2 we have owner. So that owner name is Maya Sharma. I need to change this to anonymous. So let's write that restaurant 2 dot that is equal restaurant 2 dot and I need to change this to anonymous. So let us write here anonymous. And then let's see the result. Now see here, the owner name is changed to anonymous. We did this. Here it is worked on the basis of short circuiting. It short circuits when the first value is false and then immediately returns that falsy value. Here in this case, that's not happened because here the restaurant 2 dot owner is a truthy value, right? And so here the second value will then be actually evaluated and returned. Now I want to see this for restaurant 1 also. Let's copy this and then paste restaurant 1. Even So restaurant 1, and then see the result. Here we see that the owner of the restaurant 1 is undefined because we don't have that owner name here that does not exist in restaurant 1. The property that does not exist in restaurant 1, so this value is undefined. Now let's write this in a easy way. Let's place these two in comments. Here write restaurant 1 dot owner and equal anonymous. Same for this two also. Now let's see the result. Here the result is better than this one because we have this owner anonymous and then this. And then in the restaurant one, it doesn't displayed anything. So here the restaurant 2 dot owner name replaced now with this other string that is anonymous. And so if you ever need to assign a value to a variable that is already defined, so that has a value that is currently truthy, then you can use this and operator, then you will get the better results. See you in the next lecture. Thank you.